live on YouTube. I need to hit record here, and we'll do a couple testers.
Test.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
All right, good job. And now, so we'll say hi, YouTube. That's YouTube. You're on YouTube right now.
Hi, YouTube.
All right, now we'll go onto Facebook, and we'll start on that. Okay, and then Daddy's going to share this video. Let me get that ready.
3, 2, 1.
Yep, it's 3, 2, 1. Say good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone.
Say, how's your life?
How's your life?
Daddy's going to share the podcast real quick. New episode. Recording now. Post. All right. So, those of you who are watching on YouTube or Facebook, as you can see, we have a special guest today. My name is Mike Dendarski. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the What Had Happened Was podcast. My special guest today is my lovely daughter, Sloan Grace. She just had a birthday. She turned 6 this week. So I thought that it was a good time to, have her little first episode on the podcast. So how was your birthday?
Good.
What'd you do? Did Miss Ree have a party for you?
Yes, but it wasn't my real birthday. It was like June 27th, but after that day.
You can say hi, Miss Ree. Miss Ree's watching. Say thank you.
Thank you. And we.
Did you have cake?
Yes, but it wasn't my real birthday on the
Talk closer to the mic, yeah.
7, but it was my real birthday when it was the 28th.
Yes, and then this weekend we went to see some family up in a state in the Northeast. What state did we go to?
Massachusetts.
And was the ride fun or was it? Ugh?
It was fun because we went at the water park and I learned how to swim a little, but Stella kept her feet up the most than me, like almost the whole time over to the other wall and then back to the other wall.
So you like Massachusetts?
Yes, but I'm practicing. I'm doing good.
You are doing good. I think you'll have swimming down by the end of summer. What do you think? You want to show everybody what you lost? You said you wanted to show everybody you lost something. What'd you lose in your mouth?
Sure. This one's coming in.
Yeah, you have 2 adult teeth coming in. All right. So do you want to say bye-bye to everyone and then go downstairs with Mommy and then Daddy can finish his podcast?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm going to stay a little teeny weeny bit longer.
A teeny weeny bit longer. Okay. So we're moving. You know that, right? So what are you most excited about with us moving?
That sometimes, like a little bit, like sometimes, but not all the time after dinner. But sometimes we could go to Dairy Queens when Mommy and Daddy are somewhere, and we go to Dairy Queens after dinner.
Oh, so you think Grandma and Grandpa are going to take you to Dairy Queen?
No, but not all the time after 200 days.
Oh, you think just sometimes 200 days they're going to take
you. Like this much days.
This much days.
Yeah.
Are you going to be sad that we're moving and we're not going to get to go to Miss Ree's anymore? We're going to go to a different school. Are you a little bit sad?
Yeah, to my new school, pre-K.
Yeah, well, you're going to go to like a daycare kind of thing during the summer, and then you're going to go to a new school in the school year. You excited?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Go ahead. Go downstairs with Mommy, and then I'll come get you, and we'll do bath and stuff when I'm all done, okay? All right, say bye.
Bye. Booger nose.
Booger? All right, go downstairs. I love you. Bye. Go be a good girl for Mom. What are you doing? All right. For those of you listening on the podcast, my daughter is doing the old pig nose, where you lift your nose up and do whatever you can to look like a pig. She's calling it booger nose right now at the moment. Mystery is saying thumbs down, probably not leaving, or maybe your face you're making. What do you think? All right. Say bye, Mystery. Say have a good night.
Bye, Mystery. Have a good night.
Say see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All right, so that's that little intro. I promised her she could do that for her birthday. She asked me if she could be part of the podcast, and I cave. Like most things with my kids, if they ask, they receive. I'm quite the pushover parent. When they were first born, well, not they, but when Sloan was first born, it's not like I had twins. When they were first born, I was very much like, no, they're not going to do that. They're going to eat what I put in front of them. Whatever I say goes. If they don't want to eat, they go to bed hungry, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward 5 years, I'm like a goddamn short order cook. This one wants a chicken patty. He gets a chicken patty. This one wants I will, Trenton, thank you. I will definitely let her know. This one wants a chicken patty. I give him a chicken patty. This one wants peanut butter and jelly. I give him a chicken patty, peanut butter and jelly. This one wants a turkey and cheese sandwich. Then he gets a turkey and cheese sandwich. So I have definitely caved on that, and I'm such a pushover when it comes to that. There are still some things that I'm pretty I'm tyrannical about. I'm a tyrant. I'm a Donald Trump, I guess you could say, about it's my way or the highway. But few and far between. The kids kind of run the house. She asked if she could be on the podcast, and I thought, why not? It would make this thing more attractive. That's for sure. Because now that she's left, the ugliness factor has gone up quite a bit. Not quite as cute as my daughter. I can't beat her. As she said, so as I was saying, we were in Massachusetts this weekend with my sister-in-law. We really had an amazing time. I can't complain once we got there. When we were en route, I was, if you guys are like friends with me on my regular personal page on Facebook, you saw the traffic we were sitting in Connecticut. I don't know if it was 4th of July. I don't know if Connecticut just sucks balls. I don't know what it was. My thought is that Connecticut sucks donkey dicks is what I'm thinking. It was like a 2-lane highway for about, I want to say 60 miles, and probably 50 of it we were going like 15 miles an hour the whole way. If anybody knows a better way to Springfield, Massachusetts, where you don't have to get on Route 15 in Connecticut, send all those paths to my email, either at WHHWcast@gmail.com, or you can send it right to the personal email at msdundarski@gmail.com. Whatever floats your boat. Please just do not send me Route 15 ever again. It was, I want to say it was like a 320-mile trip. So I figured, if we're averaging 70 miles an hour, we're looking at 4.5 hours. It took every bit of 7.5 hours to get there. We left at like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and didn't get there till it was like 6:30, 7 o'clock. It was brutal. It was fucking brutal. I mean, it was just so terrible. It was really, really bad. I will not be moving to Massachusetts. That's for sure. We're staying as local as possible. But one of the funny things when you're with, I guess anywhere, but when you're with family, especially, you're like, I don't know if you guys do the same thing, but I feel like it's pretty common. Like, so we were in the guest room, whatever. They set it up real nice for us. We ended up blowing up an air mattress. The kids slept on the floor with us, and we slept on the bed. Then, like the pushover that I am, in the middle of the night, Maxine crawled up in the bed. Then Sloan crawled up in the bed. So at that point, there was no room. So my ass ended up on the air mattress. The kids and my wife got to sleep on the wonderful guest bed, and I slept on a fucking twin blow up air mattress. That was what I was relegated to. As if my old ass back needed that in its life. So I was strike one for my night. But then the next day was amazing. We went to this little water park. It's like a town. I guess you could say like the town runs this, like it's like the park, the water, the little pool. They have like a splash zone. It's really cool. I wouldn't call it a water park. That's a little country of me to call it a water park. It was a pool with a splash zone, and it was really, really nice. The kids enjoyed themselves. Then we went out to a restaurant called the Red Rose in Springfield, I want to say, which is the home of the Basketball Hall of Fame. I did not get to go, but our next trip, I definitely am going to make a stop at the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Mass. If you get to Springfield, Mass, they're building what seems to be a massive casino. So maybe wait a couple years. If you have like the Basketball Hall of Fame on your bucket list, I'd wait a couple years, let that casino get built. Go to the casino, go to the Basketball Hall of Fame, hit up the Red Rose for some pizza. It was slamming, like one of those fire roasted ovens where like the crust was just perfectly done. It was like burnt for the kids. The kids were like, this is brown and burnt. I was like, eat the goddamn pizza. It was slamming. It was so good. But we wake up that morning. I was on the air mattress, and I don't know if I'm the only person who does this, but I wake up. I'm not like an old man yet where I wake up like 5:30 in the morning, but I wake up, let's say 6:30, 7 o'clock. Most mornings, that's just what it is. I wake up between 6:30 and 7. A lot of mornings, especially these past 2 weeks, I've just rolled back over and went to sleep. Luckily, Lindsay will take the kids to daycare or whatever, or I'll just let them lay in bed and watch their iPads because I'm lazy. But anyway, so I roll over and I'm like, I'm just going to go back to sleep. I can't go back to sleep. So now I'm just laying there, and I don't want to be like, you don't know somebody else's house or their routine and shit. So now I'm just laying there. I'm laying in bed staring at the ceiling because you don't want to get up and start, brushing your teeth or using the bathroom. And then you wake everybody in the house up, and then you're that asshole. So it's the weirdest thing when you're over at family or you're visiting somebody's house. You wake up, and if you wake up before them, I didn't. They were already up. I just couldn't hear them. But if you wake up before them, you end up just laying in bed for like fucking a half hour, 45 minutes, because you're not sure if anybody else is up, and you don't want to be the guy who wakes up the entire house. So I'm just laying there in this blow up mattress. My phone was across the room, and I didn't want to wake up my kids going to get it, because if I woke them up, then I would have had to go downstairs. So I'm literally just laying there staring at the ceiling like I'm back when I'm like 10 again, when your parents would be like, you can't come out of your room until 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or whatever. And there were no iPhones or iPads or any kind of technology. It was just me in my room staring at the ceiling and, rolling over and talking to my little brother. I didn't have my little brother to keep me company because I was on the goddamn air mattress by myself, like the piece of shit husband that I am. We get a lot of shit. We get the shit end of the stick. Everybody thinks we don't do shit. Everybody thinks we don't chip in. We don't help out. God, if a kid like is dressed nicely, the mom gets all the compliments. Oh, he looks so good. You dressed him so nicely. Or if you put a picture of dinner on Instagram, oh, Lindsay did such a great job. Mom gets all the credit. Dad is just like, oh, there's some beer bottles laying around in the background. Must be dad. Dad's the schleppy piece of shit who ends up on the air mattress by himself. But no, it's just one of those things where like you lay there and you're like, you don't want to disturb anybody. So you just lay there and you hope someone makes a loud noise. I was just laying there like, please, someone drop a fork, a glass, anything. Someone just make a noise. And luckily I heard somebody walk down the stairs, and then I smelled coffee. So I was like, okay, people are up. Got up. We went downstairs. We had breakfast, and we went about our day. The ride home was not nearly as bad. We did hit traffic still, but that's to be expected when you're driving on what, I guess, I don't know why, but there were like 4th of July fireworks in June this year. I guess the way it fell on a Wednesday made it so that towns could pick. Dover, I'm very proud of I guess it's not my hometown for much longer, but I was proud of my hometown for, shooting. They're going to shoot the fireworks off on the 4th. That'll be one of our last nights in town. I think that weekend we're getting to my parents the 7th and 8th, I guess. Sloan starts, at her new spot on the 9th. Max and they have an opening for, so I have to find, I know. Sorry, Ray. Max and they have to find, I have to find care for him, or he's just going to go back old school and get watched by the grandparents, my mom and Lindsay's mom. So I'm hoping that they can, that I can find him a spot. I have a spot, I think saved, but I'm not going to be able to tour the place tomorrow. So I'm going to call there, and hopefully they'll accept him without me having to go down and tour the place. Cause a lot of these sites, they want to interview you. They want to, do a check and make sure you're paying your first down payment and a security deposit and all kinds of shit. I didn't realize how, I guess you could say involved a lot of the preschools and stuff are. For me, it's kind of like, are you going to be able to like keep my kid from dying? Like, will he not die in your care. And I don't say that flippantly, because it's happened to people I know in my school, unfortunately, that their kids passed away at daycare. It's like terrible. It's scary shit. That's like the scary. Maybe I should be more vigilant, and I should want to go see this site and make sure that there aren't, like, drawers just with, knives and guns laying around. Who knows? But no, I'm pretty confident that everything will go fine. I am a little concerned. But I didn't. I really didn't. Yeah. If you're listening on the podcast right now, I know you can't see what the Facebook comments are, but Sloan and Maxon's current pre-K teacher right now is asking that I didn't know that pre-K was so involved, and I really didn't. I think. So when we first even sat down with her, she was recommended to me by a coworker, Becky Harris, and I've not been disappointed at all. Becky did a great job in steering me to Ree. And I will say this: if you have a kid in the Dover area, I would recommend taking them to Busy Bees. Ree does a phenomenal job. Sometimes your kids will even say, "I can't do that. Miss Ree said no," and it's like, get your ass in the car. I don't care what Miss Ree said. So you do have to worry about that. But no. So with Ree, I had to sit down with her. Oh, yep, there's the comment right there. I had to sit down with her and Ray. We had to make sure that the family was a good fit. Then we had to have kind of like a little session with the kid to make sure the kid was a good fit. And then we had like a little final, is this going to work session? So I still didn't realize it was that involved. But I think Ree will admit that I'm one of the less demanding, I guess you could say, parents. I think sometimes it annoys her that I don't always read all the emails, or I don't always respond. But what I can say is that Ree has these kids ready to go to kindergarten, and that's my biggest concern. Hell, sometimes Sloan was even bored when she first started kindergarten because she was more than ready. So that's fun. Hey, what's up? Yeah, yeah, like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, because it was at 76. I just turned it down to 74 before I came down. Is that still what it is?
It's at 74, but you put it to 72, right?
Oh yeah, I did. You're right. Okay, so cool.
And then downstairs
is 74 and 74. It should be. Okay. All right. I'm in the process of lowering the air conditioner. So when we left, obviously I wasn't going to air condition a house that no one was in. So I had it up to like 80 or 78. And now I've been lowering it by 2 degrees since we've been home. And now I'm, the air conditioner. So I'm lowering it by 2 degrees, and she was just making sure that I didn't do it a long time ago, because that's not a good sign when you put your air conditioner down and it doesn't go down. But luckily I just did it before I started up here, so there's no way that it would have cooled down that whole entire floor yet. We have 2 units. It's such a pain in the ass. I'm so excited to get out of townhouse. I've walked up more fucking stairs than Richard Simmons. It's insanity. Like, so we don't have a bathroom on our like living floor, like the kitchen, the living room, the TV. So anytime I got to take a piss, I got to come upstairs or downstairs. Anytime I got to wash the clothes, I got to go downstairs. Anytime I got to go get the clothes to fold them, I got to go downstairs. Anytime I forget something in my room, I got to go back upstairs. That's true. I am still a fat ass, and you can't tell, but I do have some sweet calves. You should see my calf game. My calf game is on point, and I should thank my stairs for that, because I haven't worked out pretty much since I've lived in Dover, really ever a day in my life. But my calf game is fucking phenomenal. I have some sexy ass calves. It's probably the sexiest part of my body, as long as you can get through the hair and get over that. But man, these calves, they're like Hulk Hogan's biceps. They're like little pythons down there. I got like 18-inch calves, just fucking killing it. I should be able to jump high, but I am white and short, so I can't. But my calves look nice, so I will say that. So the calf game is popping in this on these legs. I got them killer gams. Yeah. Well, I hope dinner's good. I hope that you cooked it, because I was just talking about how dads don't get enough credit. And anytime someone sees that dinner was cooked, they assume that the mom did it or the wife did it. And sometimes we should maybe not do that anymore, because we dads do things too. I just linked to a study the other day that showed that dads spend more time with their kids than ever before. They spend more time caring for their kids than ever before, and they spend more time doing household chores than ever before. And I know my dad's generation gets all butthurt about it, and they're like, "I pushed a vacuum too." Oh, shut the fuck up. If you pushed a vacuum, it was because you got yelled at by your wife, not because it was just something that you did. And I did do it. So, but what I can tell you is that I was kind of a little bit bamboozled by Lindsay with the whole going up to see Sarah and Steve this weekend. So Lindsay knows that I'm a air conditioned whore. Like, I've gotten better. I used to like to keep it on 68, but she's talked me to keep it up to 72 now. So I'm definitely like 72 is where I want it. And then as we're walking out the door to drive up to Massachusetts, it's like a 90-degree heat wave. It's going to be 100 degrees this weekend. She turns to me and says, "Oh, by the way, they don't have air conditioning in their house." And I'm going to shit my pants, like on the spot, out of fear, out of anxiety, out of sweaty, just clamminess. I was worried. Luckily, they did have air conditioning. They had window units. So it was like the area they live in like, it's called Longmeadow, Massachusetts. There's some like gorgeous like mansion sized houses, but they were all built in like the 1900s. So these houses in like it's Longmeadow, right outside of Springfield. So this Longmeadow, Massachusetts. I'm telling you, there's like gorgeous houses. There's a college there called, I think, Bay Path University. But anyway, there's like gorgeous houses, but a lot of them are old. They were built in like the early 1900s, and it's hard to just shove an HVAC unit in an old house. There's no room for it. They've used up all the nooks and crannies with like little closets and pantries. And that's just the way they built the houses back then. They didn't leave room for an HVAC unit or even really hot water heater. Like everything's underneath the boiler room. All that shit is underneath. So the HVAC units are hard to come by in those houses. But luckily the window units were fucking kicking, man. I had to like adjust mine because I had it on high cool for a little while, and it got like really cold in the room. Sloan was complaining, so I had to turn it down to low cool. So I ended up looking like a jackass about that. Long story short, I forgot how badass window units are. Like, I don't know if they got to be less energy efficient than an actual like central AC unit. I would imagine that they're less energy efficient, but those fuckers kick out some cold air. I was like, holy, like I was cold at one point. I had to turn it down. So I get a little snooty. It's funny how when you get used to something, you get kind of snooty, like a window unit. My dear, however will I survive? But you sit in it for 10 minutes and you're like, oh, this feels just as good, if not better, than my central AC, because it's actually blasting out and the thermostat's right on the actual AC unit. So it fucking knows what temperature it is, as opposed to my house. The thermostat's like in my bedroom. So in my bedroom, it could actually be 70 degrees, but in the kids' bedrooms, it's like 76. And there's no real quote unquote central air or any kind of like balanced air. I don't know who the hell designed our house and put the thermostat in the master bedroom, but it's like we sleep in air. Whatever. If I set it at 72 in my bedroom, it's nice in my bedroom, but the rest of the upstairs is kind of hot because I close our door and now all of a sudden it's just cooling our room and the thermostat closes down. It's like, oh, it's 72, turn it off. Little does it know that outside in the kids' bedrooms, it's like fucking 78 degrees. Oh, well, that's funny. It's a small world after all. If they moved to Longmeadow, they moved to a pretty nice area in the Massachusetts. It's like right over the Connecticut line. I did not realize that it was so close to Connecticut. Like as we were coming up closer on the old Google Maps, it was like 15 miles to your destination. And then it was like 13 miles to the Massachusetts line. So I was like, oh shit, we're like right. It was like Enfield, Connecticut. And then it was like, boom. Pretty much Massachusetts right there. Yes, Maxon. Yeah, we'll charge it. Go ahead. Go downstairs. Hang tight. I'll be done in a minute, okay? Love you. So if it's not one thing, it's another. He's looking for me to charge something. I didn't really hear what he said. I just basically said, yeah, okay, to get that out of control. So this past week I've been off and I've been busting my ass. I probably lost actually 10 pounds this week because the dogs are going to my mom's. My mom just got new flooring put in. She does not want the dogs on her floor. And I can't say that I fucking blame her. Yeah, I can't say that I blame her at all. Yeah, exactly. Just lie to your kids. It's the best thing you can do. Just tell me I'll do it later. And then they shut up. And then if you forget about it, they will remind you like, hey, remember when you said I could do this? And then you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Go ahead. That's fine. You can do that. That's cool. I'm good with that. So that's how you can be dad of the year. You get a little mug and everything says world's greatest dad. Had a picture of your kid on it too. So you remember them when you come home at night. You're like, oh shit, that is you. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're the kid on my mug at work. Although I can't bring those mugs to work because I don't want to let my students know what my kids look like because they will try to kidnap them. No, I'm kidding. My students would not do that. I'm joking. 100% joking. I gotta watch myself on this podcast. I say some weird shit and it's gonna get me in trouble. But, but no, I've been busting my ass, and I know there's a big push right now that's like, oh, you don't have to graduate college to earn a living, and you're right. You don't have to graduate college to earn a living. There are a lot of people that I went to high school with that make a lot more money than me that never stepped foot in a college. They didn't earn a degree. They work with their hands every day. They work in IT. Whatever they do, they make more money than me. However, I will tell you this: that money is not the end all be all, because I busted my ass for the past 4 days, and I would not trade my college degree for an extra $30,000 a year if I had to be working in 95-degree heat, 100-degree heat, digging post holes, plumbing, running electric, running wires for an IT in an attic of a school. I wouldn't do it at all. I'm not shitting on it. I'm not like saying, oh, no one should do that. Everyone should go to college. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that shit ain't for me. There are other side fringe benefits to sitting your ass inside in the air conditioner and not having to worry about, tugging wires or digging posts or whatever else you got to do while sweat's dripping off your goddamn forehead. You can't even see because your eyes sting because they're so sweaty. My hands actually, I had to use like lotion because my hands were scaring me. Like I felt like a man. I was like, what is this? I got calluses on my palms. Can't have that. I'm like digging. I'm patting down. There you go. There it is. Once the episode, I look like I'm jacking a dick off, and here it is. This is the one time I'm tamping down the posts and everything else. And it was not fun. It's not been fun. I got probably, let me see, like 20% of the way done. So all the posts are in. I have one set of pickets done. I've got the framing up for the gate. So I'm about 20% of the way done. I got a lot of drilling to do, a lot of stuff to put up with the rest of the pickets. But fuck all that. Then you go to Lowe's, and I got to deal with 80-year-old men loading up my wood. And this is like one of the first times in my life I'm not gonna lie. It's not one of the first times in my life, but I was so fed up with this guy. I stole some wood from Lowe's, kind of on purpose. So I said to the guy, I said, I have 18 posts. And he said, 8? I said, 18 posts. And he's like, 8? And I was like, 18. He said, okay, 8. And he rung in 8. So instead of saying, no, I said 18. I just said, fuck it. And I was like, yep, you're right. It's 8. You're fucking 900 years old. You obviously couldn't hear me. You obviously can't see that I have more than 8 posts on this goddamn wheelbarrow thing. So go fuck yourself. I'm just going to take all 18 of these posts, and I'm only going to pay for 8 of them. And that's what I did. So I saved myself, I guess, I don't know, $150 because treated 4x4s are pretty expensive now. It's probably like, I don't know. They're probably like $10 to $12 a post. But either way, I only paid for 8 of them instead of 18. And what made it even sweeter was I went up to the guy and I was like, not the guy, but the customer service guy. And I was like, hey, customer service guy, I have, is it my voice or everything? You'll have to excuse me if the connection's bad. I'm still hearing myself good here. I hope that my voice is still coming through. I don't really care about the video. I'm more worried about the audio. I hope the audio sounds okay. If the audio is not sounding good, please. So the audio is scratching. All right. All right. Well, let me see something here real quick. Let me try something. Okay, so let's do this. Can I reboot it? Let's see. Menu, reset settings. All right, I'm back. Is it working though? Let's turn you up a little bit. Can you hear me now? Is that better? Audio is bad. Okay. Well, let's see how this sounds now. So let's mute you. Let's record again. Test, 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 test. Stop. Play. Record again. Test, 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 test. All right. That seems to be better. I hope it's better on the Facebook side of things. But I've got my Audacity going. Okay, so I'm back up and running. I'm hoping that fixed it. Okay, so I'm thinking that fixed it. I don't know what was going on, but thank you for everyone who had mentioned something about the audio being bad. I don't know what happens with this microphone, but every once in a while it'll get like, I guess it sounds laggy to you guys, but what happens is it crosses onto two wires, so it's trying to speak in like the number 1 slot and the number 2 slot at the same time. So you'll only hear like half of my words, so it gets lossy. Like it's losing half the signal because it's trying to do 1 and 2 at the same time, and it's not able to do it. I know you guys don't give a shit. I know you don't care, but that's what that is. So back to Lowe's. So I'm basically I'm going there and I'm like, all right, I'm going to need like 18 posts. I'm going to need 12 fairing strips to start. I'm going to need this many boards. And I tell the guy at customer service, I'm like, should I wait for you guys to get somebody with like a forklift, or should I just do it myself? And the guy basically tells me to piss off, and he's like, go do it yourself. That's not that big of an order. I was like, all right, well, fuck me then, right? I thought that, all that wood was kind of a lot for one man to carry, but fuck me. What am I? I'm an idiot. So I go and I load it all up. And so when I got to the register and I said 18 and the guy said 8, I didn't really have a whole lot of, great customer service feelings that I want to correct the guy. So I just rolled with it, and I got some wood for free. So big shout out to Lowe's. Thank you for your donation to my fence project. I really do. I do appreciate it. I can't say that I get, I'm mad about that. And then, so, at Lowe's, you check out and they give you a plastic bag, or whatever store you're at, and they give you a plastic bag. And I've got my new dad joke going when they ask me if I want a bag. I basically tell them, I say, yeah, I want to choke a sea turtle. And I gets a nice little chuckle every time. I like the response I'm getting. So I'm going to keep going with that one about choking out sea turtles for as long as I can. I think that's got a couple months in it, and then I'll have to change it up. Once I've hit up the Food Line enough. Oh, I'm going to have a new audience. I'm coming down to Millsboro. Shit, I'm going to have a whole new audience. That joke might last me a good 4 to 6 months now. So yeah, anytime, and it gets a good laugh. It's the little things in life for me that I can make. If I can make someone laugh at the register talking about, killing sea turtles, why not? Oh man. So I got a text message. I don't know if any of you guys are friends with Derek Johnson. He will send some mass texts, but he just sent one, and pretty funny. Said there was, I guess, Siamese twins that were joined at the like chest region. So they had like one bottom, but then like almost like a sprout of broccoli at the top. They look like a sprout of broccoli. I hope you guys can hear that. My son's going insane right now. They looked like a sprout of broccoli at the top. So they had one butthole, basically, where I'm going with this. And I guess one of the Siamese twins was gay. So how's that? Where's that go when you're the Siamese twin who's straight? You have one butthole, and you have the Siamese twin who's gay. Maybe you got to hope he's a top. Maybe he's a power bottom. I don't know how that works, but I would imagine that guy's not too happy about it. He's probably less happy than my son is right now. I don't know what his deal is, but he's going insane right now. All right, so that's probably a good cue for me to wrap this up if I want to keep my Dad of the Year mug going. So let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, so Sloan, obviously on her birthday, people wanted to say happy birthday or FaceTime with her or whatever. And I realized how much of a hermit I am because I didn't want to deal with it. Like my mom and dad were like, hey, let's FaceTime. My brother and sister-in-law were like, hey, let's FaceTime. And it was I didn't want to do it, but you have to do it. You can't like pretend you don't have the ability to FaceTime. So, I have to like go, figure out how I'm going to make this work and keep it as short as possible. So I do it like right before bath time. Here's a trick for everyone. Here's a real good trick for everyone that basically wants to keep their FaceTime thing short. Do it right before bath time. And right before bath, then you do the FaceTime. You say your happy birthdays, and you're like, oh, I got to put them in the bath. See you guys later. Sorry, we'll have to do it again some other time. So you just keep that shit short, sweet, and to the point. You always do any kind of FaceTime or any other kind of family activity right before you have something else to do. I got to feed the kid, got to put him to bed. You can use your kids as all kinds of crazy excuses. You don't want to go out with a couple that you don't really like. The kids have been off this week. We really want to get them to bed on time. You use your kids for any kind of it works. It works really, really well. Although your kids are the reason your family want to see you. So that's like the double-edged sword. Like if I didn't have kids, I don't know if my parents would ever call me. I don't think they'd be letting me move in with them. I'll tell you that much. If I didn't have kids, my parents would definitely not be letting me move in with them. There's no doubt about it. They'd be like, nah, you're good. You can find your own spot. But luckily I have 2 grandkids that they love. And they're like, yeah, you guys can come stay with us while your house is getting built, which is going to save us a shit ton of money. Well, it might save us a shit ton of money. If I actually learn to save money, we'll be fine there. Yeah, who doesn't use kids for excuses? I think it's what you should use kids for. You definitely should use your kids for. I'm sorry. I'm like half listening to what's going on downstairs and half listening to what's going on up here. So where was I? Oh, all right. Oh, the speed, the change. So I was listening to Pop 2K on one of my rides from Lowe's to my parents' house, carrying some wood back, and the Black Eyed Peas song "Let's Get It Started" came on, and I think it said it was like 2004, so it's like less than 15 years ago, and that fucking song was called when it came out "Let's Get Retarded," and it's gone from that was a mainstream popular song, like number 1 on the Billboard albums, "Let's Get Retarded," to where the R word is basically a bad word anymore in schools. And it's a lot of people hate on political correctness and they're like, oh, PC culture, my ass, and all this stuff. But then you look at stuff like that and you realize that there's actually some good reasons for it. Like, because should we have a song in our mainstream popular culture is talking about getting retarded? Probably not. So it struck me as funny that in the span of 15 years, we went from having a number 1 hit song that was literally called "Let's Get Retarded" to now that the R word is viewed as a very, very taboo thing to say. And I think that is a good thing. And the last thing I'll leave you on, because I know my wife's already pissed at me because I'm listening to my kid cry for 10 minutes while I talk into the ether. But what is up with people? I was talking about this the other day with my wife. What kind of fucking savages were our parents' generation that like you watched movies and after sex they fucking smoked cigarettes inside. 1, you're smoking a cigarette inside. 2, you're in your bed just laying there smoking a cigarette. Fucking gross. These people were savages, man. Like they were basically borderline cavemen in the 50s and 60s. Like you just maybe hell, even in like, I guess you could say in the 90s and early 2000s, that was a movie trope that after sex people would smoke a cigarette. You'd have your post-coital, I guess your post-coital cancer stick, and you're like puffing it in each other's faces. Like my wife doesn't even like to kiss me with morning breath. I couldn't imagine if we got done, she smokes a cigarette, we go to sleep, she wakes up the next morning. I don't think she would look at me for the next 4 days. Like I'm just like a goddamn chimney. I don't understand how that was like basically you were cavemen in the 90s and 2000s. That's how quick times change from "let's get retarded" to smoking cigarettes after sex in your house, in bed. You fucking cavemen, grow up. All right, that's all I got for today. I got to get going. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for letting me know that the audio was shitting out on me. I hope it wasn't for too long. Thank you guys for pushing through it. That did push through it. Let me actually go be a parent. Thank you guys so much, and go titty fuck yourselves.